Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second day of the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week 2022 pitching contest, streaming live from Seoul, Korea. I'm your MC, Henry Shin, and I'm pleased to be here with you once again. Yesterday, we had 15 ASEAN startups pitching, and today we have 12 more. Now, before we begin the pitching, let me provide once again a brief overview of the evaluation process. A panel of 6 judges will assess the performance of the startups in the pitching and Q&A sessions. The panel consists of startup experts in the Korean startup ecosystem, and the panel will provide their feedback and insights for all the startups. The 4 startups that receive the highest score will be announced later during the award ceremony. And now let me introduce our judges who are joining us. We have Danny Han, CEO of Diokos, Paul Myers, founder of Asia Founders Coaching, Sharon Nabrire, Senior Digital Marketing Manager at Soulbridge International School of Business, Ted Nam, CEO of BusinessNet Incorporated, Roger Royo, Professor and Head of Startup Center at Soulbridge International School of Business, and finally, Razia Usman, Regional Director, International Relations at Usang University. And as a reminder, we'll have the Q&A session at the end of each pitch. It is limited to 5 minutes. Each startup is allowed 3 minutes to pitch, and then 5 minutes to answer questions from the judges after their pitch. There will be a 10-minute break on each day after half of the pitches. And then after the pitching session, we will have the award ceremony to announce the top 4 winners. And so, we are now officially ready to start day 2 of the ASEAN Startup Week 2022. Our first team to pitch is ready now, and that company is BeLife from Myanmar. They are committed to providing innovative digital solutions to clients using financial technology, software as a service, and platform as a service. So let's welcome BeLife.
We are BeLife, here to simplify your life. Since our incorporation in 2019 as a joint venture collaboration between MCC Myanmar and VNLife Singapore, our product is a digital hypermarket set for the creation of an ecosystem for Myanmar's MSMEs to thrive upon. To that end, our market research indicates that SMEs' main problems are lack of access to the market, lack of skills and foundation, and the current ecosystem migration as a result of 4IR technology. BeLife's solution is to provide software as a service enabled by financial technology in order to ensure the access and the creation of an ecosystem for the SME supply chain. POS 365 was first launched in Vietnam in 2019 and is now brought to the Myanmar market by BeLife in order to provide an all-encompassing sales solution for all business models. Our best features include a web-based sales management software, dashboard services, compatibility across all business models, all devices, and any platform, with a dedicated POS system for cashiers with payment support enabled by our fintech engine for mobile banking and QR purposes. Testimonials from over 50,000 SME users of POS 365 in Vietnam can be used to showcase our proof of concept and our compatibility across all business models. Our target market is now the MSMEs of Myanmar, which makes up 99% of the country's registered enterprises, bringing the total of potential customers to 127,000 SMEs. Sales solutions enabled by fintech, such as QR usage and mobile banking, are still a fairly new concept in Myanmar's market, making our product unique. We are at ease knowing that our competitors are fellow startups with either dissimilar goals from ours or limited product features. Our business model is to use a top-down approach in which we establish strategic partnership with banking institutions, chambers of commerce, and associations in order to onboard their SMEs. Partners can onboard their SMEs, bring their entire ecosystem, technology, and an unlimited number of clients for just $5,000 a month. Individual SMEs can set up a free demo account for 7 days before subscribing to a monthly package of $10 for single POS users and $7 for multiple POS accounts users. Our traction is that by aiming to reach over 12,000 SMEs in just 3 years, a total of 10% of the market size. We aim to project that by 2025, our monthly recurring gross revenue is over 70,000. To that end, in our initial 6 months, we plan to onboard over 1,200 SMEs. Calculating our platform rental expenses and SME onboarding expenses, we calculated that a funding of over 48,000 across these 6 months is necessary. Nearing our time, it is my pleasure to introduce BeLife's team, our board of directors, and our CEO, Haizan. Together, we are BeLife, here to simplify your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your pitch. And now we are ready to hear from our judges. Once again, if our judge has a question, please type the word question into the chat, and then we will unmute you and ask the questions in the order received. So who will ask the first question to BeLife? We'll be waiting in the chat. Any question for BeLife? Okay, Roger Royal, please go ahead. You raised your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, we cannot type well the messages
I see.
to
I understand.
chat. That's why. But the question is regarding your customers, your right now customers. You say you have already 12,000 potential customers or already customers. I did not understand it well.
Oh, we are actually a Vietnam model, and now we're replicating it in Myanmar. So our Vietnam model has over 50,000 customers already. Right now, we are starting to launch the product in Myanmar with the plan to onboard 1,200 SMEs in our first month, and then going forward to 12,000, and then to 127,000, and climbing up the market size.
And to understand, have you reached also your break-even point? I mean, your revenues are higher than your expenses?
Yes, we are starting to reach our break-even point.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. Our next question is from Ted Nam. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. It looks like that your company has been decreasing your revenue number. What's the reason?
You're muted.
Of fintech in our region, we are actually trying to get across the current situation, and there are some changes in the economy right now, the fluctuations, and that's why we are unable to really estimate our revenue. It could go really high up, or it could stagnate for a while for these few years with the economic changes. But then we are confident that once our product launches, our revenue will climb up really fast.
I think that this type of business is prospering when we are having COVID situation. So
Yes,
don't
yes.
you agree?
Because there is a current because there is a current growth in the payment agnostic platform, which is what we're trying to provide. So we're quite excited with our estimations.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Any other questions for BeLife? We've got about 2 minutes left in the Q&A. Any comments would also be welcome as well. Okay, so we're going to have to use a system where the chat doesn't seem to be very effective. So if you raise your hand, I will try to call upon you in the order received, and we'll do it from there. I think that's probably the better system. Paul Myers, please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Can you talk a little bit more about your competition? It seems like there's such an opportunity there in Myanmar, and you mentioned that there was competition, but you didn't really address where they were in terms of technology or market share or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure other people are trying to do the same thing. Can you discuss that a little bit, please?
Right now, we are actually seeing a lot of growth in these fintech platforms and the online sales. It's a very booming economy in Myanmar. So we do have competition in terms of 2C2B and other bankings. And Some of them are also startups just like us, but we are invested and backed by Vietnam, so we have an edge over in technology-wise.
1 minute.
We also have over 180 MCC centers, which is part of our joint venture company, other company in Myanmar. And this is
180 centers in Myanmar?
Yes. We are actually a joint venture company between MCC Group Myanmar and VN Life Singapore. So our MCC Group parent company has over 180 centers. And that's when we start launching, we're going to see a very large market being occupied by us immediately.
30 seconds.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you have any final comments you'd like to make, BeLife, before we end the presentation?
My final comments. My final comments are that because this is a model that we're replicating, this can also be replicated all across ASEAN. We are an ASEAN family. Since a joint venture is between Vietnam and Myanmar, we also have Cambodia in our markets, Thailand in our sites, and our company, other site, is also from Singapore.
Okay.
So we are targeting these future markets as well, and this is a model replicable across all ASEAN countries.
Thank you very much for your pitch, BeLife. We're going to move on now to our second team, and that team is Golden Goat from Myanmar. They produce natural soft drinks using the juice of fruits from Myanmar. Please welcome Golden Goat.
Hello everyone, my name is Nyadev. My factory is located in Chabrang Township, where we have hot weather and can find lots of tamarind and dori plant trees. We started this business not only for our profit but also to support these local farmers. Before, I have problem with raw material that I bought from local farmers. The farmers do not have enough knowledge in food safety. They harvest and store using traditional old method. Nutrient impurity are found when we make juice and it can affect the color. We have problems in quality control in our production by using some kinds of raw materials. To solve our problems, we need machine and technology, and we do not have enough budget for them at the moment. As a solution to food safety and security, we joined the Remukuchi Open Netherlands Senior Expert in early 2022. I learned about GMPs and requirement of ACCCP principle. To get better quality raw materials, we personally met local farmers and shared technical advice provided by men experts. Make the quality of our tamarind juice better. We change from plastic to glass bottle in packaging. We have 5 products: tamarind paste, pulse, seeds, toddy, chicory, syrup, and our best seller. Rich in vitamin C is popular during and after COVID-19. This is our tamarind juice production process. Our juice can be consumed from age of 4 to 8, especially healthy juice lovers are our loyal customer. Our target is to sell 10,000 bottles locally and to export our products to other countries. We are selling tamarind juice all over the country. Our competitors are domestic and foreign artificial tamarind juice only, but our juice is 100% natural and organic. No artificial color, dye, orange, and sugar are used. We use dori chicory instead of sugar. We do both B2B and B2C. I have wholesalers and distributors in some city and also sell at the factory. To develop our demand, we make postal analysis our business. Here, I would like to highlight on environmental aspect. By using recycled glass bottle, we reduce plastic usage. Waste from production process is not dangerous to the environment and can be used as natural fertilizer. With new technology we achieve, our product sales increase 8 times. 5 years from now, our plan is to obtain ACCCP certification body and to expand our factory in the largest industrial zone in Mandarin, and also to launch new products, nutritory tamarind juice powder. Gorango was a family-run business, just my husband and me. This is our updated organizational chart. Kindly please, I would like to welcome investment from other countries who are invested in nutrient juice and also raw material can invest in our new factory. In conclusion, I really wish everyone can try juice and to use tamarind-based pulse and dori chicory science in your country business. Forget me not. Here is our email and contact. You can order now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for your presentation. Let's start the Q&A once again. 5 minutes, and this time around, I will call upon our judges who raise their hand. Danny Han, please go ahead first.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Actually, the brand is very important in the beverage industry. So, what is your brand strategy and how much percentage do you spend for marketing? Or if not, you are spending any right now, what is the percentage you will invest in marketing?
Did you hear the question? Can you hear Can you hear the question?
I could not hear the question well. Could you please ask me again?
Okay, so what is your brand strategy? Because you have to compete against a global, brands.
Yes, yes.
So you have to spend a lot, or you have to have a very brilliant strategy to compete against the global and local players.
Yes. My strategy to sustain the products in the consumer market by using three methods of strategy, which is like branding, price and advertising with my partner team. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Thank you for the answer. And our next question is from Sharon Nabire. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Actually, my question is related to Dennis. In terms of, you had a target of selling about 10,000 bottles. What timeline are you looking at? And what's your strategy to achieve that target?
Before coaching and quality changes, our average daily sale was 600 bottles. After the changes, sale increased each time, which is 408 bottles per day on average. We actually have more demand. However, with current production process, we are not able to produce more than 5,000 bottles daily. Our plan is to set a new mass production machine which can produce 2,000 bottles per hour. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Our next question from Razia Usman.
Thank you for your presentation. Just one quick question. How do you provide a competitive edge compared to your competitors in the market? What makes you very different and what's your plan to keep innovating yours?
Healthy juice lovers and our loyal customer. We have many 100% organic purified raw material that tamarind juice prevent constipation. It is healthy, fresh, boosts immune system, good for stomach and liver. So our juice can be consumed from age 4 to eras. Our country has the reason. Our country has three seasons. Our targets and demand are depending on the weather. In the summer, juice sell peak and tamarind juice sell 10,000 bottles a day at the time locally. And we are going to try global market as well as in the future. Thank you. 100% organic, healthy juice for all.
Okay, thank you. 30 seconds left. Probably no time for a question, but Golden Goat, if you want to have any final comments before we say goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your pitch. We will move on to then our next team. Our next team is Green Toddy from Myanmar. They improve the lives of toddy tappers and conserve the declining number of toddy palm trees in Myanmar by using modern technology to manufacture value-added toddy products. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Green Toddy.
Annyeonghaseyo and hello everyone. My name's Tu Wei and I'd like to share with you all on how our startup team has helped innovate a local tradition. So for centuries, Burmese people have been making a living from a variety of palm products obtained from the saps of Palmyra palms, in which Myanmar holds home to more than 10 million of. However, traditional products were not translating well into the modern market due to limitations of resources, unsanitary processes which hinders its values. It was also becoming unpopular among younger generations due to lack of product innovation. And since the palm trees were not generating enough income, they were being cut down and sold, which caused their numbers to have decreased by 50%. Therefore, our team started with the aim to take up the challenges to conserve the palm trees as well as to improve the life of toddy tappers. And through constant research and constant innovation, we were able to provide long-term comprehensive solutions. And how, you may ask? Food safety measures were implemented, IoT technology was used in the fermentation of palm wine, biomass boilers and freeze concentrations were used to conserve energy. And by working with us, it saves 87.5% of resources, generates 4 times the income for toddy tappers, and conservation of toddy palm trees by reintroducing their values. Furthermore, we were able to provide numerous rural jobs by creating a range of toddy products. What comes to your mind when you think of a Korean liquor? Soju, makgeolli. In Japan, sake. So what about Myanmar? And now introducing Mu, palm beverages. Our fermented toddy palm beverages that ranges from non-alcoholic to 12% in ABV and attracts a huge local market. So in talking about the market, no budget was spent on marketing for a prototype, but here are some of the real feedback and data from our customers. And here would be the first exclusive view of our product in which we aim for release by the end of this year. Money will be generated through sales from local market, through wholesale channels, subscription sales, and international export for a range of products that are tailored to fit different demographics. And as you can see, it has been a steep learning curve and a big investment for a self-funded startup like us. Preliminary sales shows exponential market growth and demand for our products over a short period of time. As a unique traditional beverage, our products are fitted for a range of customer segments with competitive features. In 2022 alone, alcohol market in Myanmar generated a USD of 950 million. We're looking to expand our businesses by setting up more toddy collecting stations and setting up a medium-scale brewery factory in the coming year with a targeted revenue of 600 to 800 million Myanmar Jet. As a young startup, we are always looking forward to learn and experience new challenges. So we'd like to invite you to join us in the journey of innovating traditions and bringing out culture. I thank you so much for your time, and Jesu Timbare.
Thank you very much for that. And it is once again time for our Q&A. It looks like we have fixed the chat function for our judges. And our first judge to ask a question is Razia Usman. Please go ahead.
Thank you for your presentation. I have one question. Your revenue in the past couple of years seems to decline. Would you be able to provide information on that or explanation? And how do you plan to recover from it?
Yep, this is due to the COVID situation where we have to shut down our factory and also the current political situation in Myanmar.
So do you have any plans to rectify the situation, or what's your plan moving forward? Or are you going to stick to the same plan, or you have mitigation in making sure the revenue would bounce up?
Despite the current situation, we will just have to keep investing and continue on with our production, which we are planning to do at the start of next year.
Okay. Anybody else with a question for Green Toddy? Paul Myers, please go ahead.
Hi, nice presentation. Thanks. Are you looking for money? Are you looking for outside investment? And if so, what's your ask? How much are you looking for?
We have already currently invested over $150,000 for our factory. And to build a brewery, we have calculated that we will only need about 30,000 more to make a brewery. So I think that is a number that we can self-invest by ourselves.
So no need for outside funding for marketing or expansion or export or anything like that.
Currently, no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Anybody else with a question? Question or comment? Ted Nam, please go ahead.
When we think about the alcohol beverage, beer is usually maybe 7%, soju 20%. You have a different level, for example, 0, 2, 4. I think that this is a little bit peculiar thing. So do you think that this is this a right strategy to go to market?
Yep, very good question. In Myanmar, we have a range of people who like to drink alcohol, starting from something like 3% to all the way to whiskey, which are 40%. So in order to meet all these demands, and as a trial product, we produce a range of products starting from 3%, 7% to 12%, and also different types of beverage, different flavors. So this is just to test out what the customer in Myanmar likes.
Thank you for that. Our next question from Roger Royo.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. I just wonder, how are you going to grow? You mentioned that the product grew organically, like people were posting things, but I'm not sure how long you can keep that, especially since you also talked that the COVID hit you. So how is your strategy to grow, and which channels are you going to use to to sell your product? Thank you.
Currently, we are not advertising online because we don't have the license to produce alcohol beverages yet. But we are applying for it, and as soon as we get that license, we'll be able to market openly advertise them, and also make a page or a Facebook page where we can advertise ourselves. So even without any advertisement, within the past two months, we have already sold over 3,500 cans.
And how are you going to sell the products? Directly to customers or like malls or mass supermarkets?
We already have inquiry from the biggest supermarket chain in Myanmar, and we also have different restaurants that are interested in our products. Currently, we are selling it at three local stores right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Pretty much out of time. I think we will leave it there. Thank you very much for your pitch, Green Toddy. We're going to move on now to our next team coming from the Philippines, and this is Better Team. They provide a technology that integrates multiple cloud-based HR systems in an analytics dashboard, allowing HR and business leaders to predict employee churn and improve employee experience. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Better Team.
Hi, it's Bo, founder and CEO of Better Team. There is one question emerging in our market today. What do we need to do to make sure we exist tomorrow? This fundamental question from HR brings the topic of transformation and engagement to the top of the C-suite agenda for all companies. Our motivation in building Better Team. You see, our clients are experiencing an unprecedented challenge in people engagement and retention. They are losing employees at an alarming rate, not meeting service level agreements resulting to penalties, and taking so much time in finding talents. In 2020, only 3 out of 10 employees in our target market are engaged in their jobs. This disengagement resulted to 48% of their employees leaving their company, 36% dip in productivity, and over $3.4 trillion loss in annual revenue. All of these are happening because HR data are clunky and all over the place. We're here to solve the problem. We're building a technology that integrates multiple cloud-based HR systems so HR can make sense of their data. Imagine your Oracle talking to your Workday, to your SAP, to your ADP, vice versa, housing all of this data in a single ML-enabled dashboard. Here's a quick look of what we do. Through our system integration, we are arming HR and business leaders with data so they could understand the drivers of employee experience in their organization. Our solution is to serve the over 1.3 billion employees of the professional workforce in the Asia Pacific region. And of this is our serviceable market with over 288 million employees in the business support industry. We have already started in the Philippines and now in South Korea. Malaysia is next. Billing is simple. We charge $2.99 per active employee in our platform monthly. And you see, before we existed, our clients are subscribed to survey web tools to gather their employee sentiments. We are different because of our predictive analytics. The market has responded positively to our solution. Since our launch in January 2022, we have onboarded 11 companies and over 15,000 employees. But our vision is much larger. HR integration is just the beginning. As we expand our presence in the Philippines, South Korea, and Malaysia in the next year, we will integrate our solution to blockchain and fintech. Now meet our team. Myself, I am an HR professional with over 15 years of experience in the space of benefits, rewards, and engagement. Ray, my co-founder, and my chief technology officer is responsible for anything technology. Senna is our chief psychologist who is responsible for data interpretation in partnership with AJ, our chief data scientist. We have over 60 years of combined expertise in what we do. Folks, we just opened our seed round. Talk to us, and together, let's build the world's better teams. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that pitch. We have our Q&A session starting, and our first question is from Sharon Nawide. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Team Beta Team, for that presentation. I have 2 or 3 questions. One, you mentioned you have about 11 companies that you've already onboarded within a period of maybe 6 months, since January 2022. I'm curious to know what are some of the strategies you're using to have that quick process of getting new clients. And then number 2 is why Malaysia? I think your next target is Malaysia, so I'm kind of curious why Malaysia and not perhaps Vietnam or Indonesia.
Thank you, Sharon. Well, number one, you'll be glad to know that all of the clients that we have onboarded right now are just within my circle. We didn't spend anything for marketing. These are my previous employers. You see, I've worked with them, so I reached out to my bosses and told them that, hey, you know what? The challenges that we've been experiencing in the past, I got a solution. And they're all happy to jump on board and try our service. So that's why it was easy for us to get them onboarded. Now, to the question about Malaysia, you're right. Malaysia is definitely the second target market, primarily because we are servicing the business process outsourcing industry in the Philippines. And we've seen how Malaysia is actually taking a substantial amount of our jobs going there. So we thought that they're going to see value in what we're building as well, since we are already rolling this out in the same industry in the Philippines.
Thank you very much. So you basically use just Circle to bring on those companies. Do you have any strategies to recruit, to entice new companies to join your platform?
Yes, definitely. So our focus will be for small companies only. So we're going to be leveraging partnership with industry associations. Right now, we are in partnership with Ernst & Young. And through that relationship with Ernst & Young, they will be able to introduce us to their existing global clients. So that's one strategy that we're implementing. Not only that, we are making it seamless for our clients to use our service by offering them free services, like taking advantage of our service at the premium level. Freemium level, and let them realize that it's about time for them to upgrade to a paid plan. So hopefully that would help us acquire more clients as well.
Thank you for that question. Our next question is from Danny Han.
Hello, thank you very much for the presentation. You mentioned that last time in the seminar, you mentioned that you are already talking to Korean companies, right? How is it going?
They went very well. Through the help of a couple of people in South Korea, we were able to close 3 clients here. Mm-hmm. Right now, we have 458 active users going in and out of the platform. And that's since the time that we've arrived here in August of this year. So
Yeah. Can you share the names of the companies, or if it's confidential?
I can share one, but the other two, they were very specific not to share it. Yeah, Merck is one. The pharmaceutical based in Gangnam.
Okay.
Office in Gangnam.
Okay. And one other question: what is your operating margin to expect? Like how much? What is your cost structure?
Yeah, operating margin, if we're going to look at on our forecast up to 2025, we are averaging at least 78%.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Roger Royal with our next question.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just wondering if you have had a client satisfied or that has stopped using your service and why. That would be my question.
Yeah. So that reminded me of my upcoming turn. So unfortunately, we're going to be losing Accenture by end of month. That's primarily because we don't have a SOC 2 certification. You see, our clients are very sensitive with data and cybersecurity. Since we are at the very early stage of our business and we're kind of struggling with financials right now, we cannot get our SOC 2 certification just yet. And that's the only reason why Accenture will be leaving us by the end of the month. We talk to them, specifically ask them if they have, if they have concern about what we do, but really it's just the cybersecurity certification that we need to sort out. So yeah, 10% turn by end of month. Oh gosh.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. 30 seconds left, so we'd like to give you a chance to perhaps have any final comments before we say goodbye, Better Team.
Yeah, so everyone, the future of HR technology is integration. We are seeing HR technology being integrated to fintech, integrated to blockchain, all of these, because HR is pretty much the host for all of employee data. So this is it. We're doing it. We feel that we're the first one doing it. So hopefully you get to see value on what we do.
All right. Thank you very much for that. We will move on now to our next team, also from the Philippines, Code Chum. They provide a platform for programming classes that improves the learning experience of students in schools. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Code Chum.
Hi everyone, I am Jude. I'm the founder and CEO of CodeJump. 8 years ago, I was just a completely ordinary high school student. But everything changed when I met the true love of my life, programming. Now, I won't go into the details, but programming changed my life. I love programming so much, and I love it even more when more people would learn how to program because I believe that it is the future. But the problem is the quality of programming education is not as effective as it is. And this has been highlighted by Joey Gorango, the ex-president of the Philippine Software Industries Association, where over 50% of IT students lack programming skills. Now, the problem actually exists in both sides of the story, from the programming teachers and the students. Now, the programming teachers, they take at least 40 hours every month just to check the students' codes. They spend too much effort preparing all the learning materials they need for their class, and they cannot give feedback to their students on time. As a result, it's very challenging for them to monitor their students' performances, and in this online class setup, it's a real struggle to prevent cheating instances. Now, the programming students, on the other hand, generally find programming hard because it is something that is new to them, and they don't know if what they're doing is the right thing because they get feedback 3 weeks later, a month later, or sometimes no feedback at all. And that is why we developed CodeJump, a platform for programming classes that improves the learning experience of students in schools and universities. In CodeJump, all of the learning materials are already available for the programming teachers, the lessons, the activities, and the PowerPoint presentations. The students will just have to type their code in CodeJump, submit it, and it's automatically checked by the system. As a result, it's now very easy for the teachers to monitor their students' performances, and of course, to maintain integrity of academic assessments, there are cheating prevention mechanisms in place for programming activities. Now, our target market are generally students who are taking up programming subjects. In the Philippines, there are around 600K of them. But since programming is essentially universal, globally, we estimate that there are around 500 million of them. Now, our business model is we partner directly with the universities and we charge around $4 to $8 per student per course. Our progress so far since we've started last 2018 is we've been more than doubling the number of students in our platform. And to date, we now have 23,000 students with over 37 partner universities nationwide in the Philippines. Now, our team is composed of relatively young founders compared to other startups. And I'm not saying that we're the next Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, but what I'm saying is with CodeJump, we have the opportunity to develop them.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Time for our Q&A, and once again, we ask our judges for a 5-minute question and answer session. Who wants to go first? Any question for CodeJump right now? Rezi Osman with our first question. Please go ahead.
I think Paul Myers is the first one.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, thank you, Rezi. Hi, very nice presentation. A little unclear. I have questions. I guess it's a crowded space because there's such a need for this kind of education. I'm curious what your competition looks like and how you plan to differentiate. And also, if you're looking again for funding, what that might be and how much it is. Thanks.
All right. So CodeJump is specifically, sure, there are a lot of coding platforms out there, but CodeJump is specifically structured for a classroom-based setup. And three things that I'd like to highlight is the first one is CodeJump is more focused on advanced programming, the real programming in universities, not just the drag and drop and block-based programming, which is very common nowadays. The second thing is CodeJump customizes the content in the platform, specifically the lessons and activities. So what we do every time we approach a university is we ask for their existing syllabus or curriculum, and we integrate it or convert it into CodeJump format so that what they need is what they really see in CodeJump. And we believe that that will work. That strategy will work when we expand to other countries as well. When we will basically structure our content according to the standards of that programming standards of that country. Now, the last thing that I'd like to mention is that we have this offline version, which works even without internet connection. So students will be able to read the programming lessons and answer the programming activities, even with just their phones and without internet connection. And this is actually a very big help for a lot of students, most especially in students in developing countries, such as the Philippines, where a lot of students don't have access to proper devices and internet connection. So as for the funding, we're actually raising our seed round right now. We're seeking to raise $150K.
Okay. So I believe we have two other questions. Rezi Osman and Danny Han in the order. Who was first? Just one.
You can go first.
Danny Han, go ahead.
Okay. So you have mentioned that 23,000 students are already using the CodeJump, right? Are they paid users?
Okay. So around 45% are paying right now, and the others are free. And the reason for that is because in the setup in the Philippines, each university has this specific budgeting period. And basically, we weren't able to approach them prior to their annual budgeting period or budgeting season. So what we did is we gave it to them for free for 1 year. And we're very confident that they will convert because our past retention rate has been very high. So yeah, that's the reason for the free users right now.
Do you have a marginal cost? How much do you have to spend to acquire new users and cost for operation?
Okay, the good thing about our customer acquisition cost is that it's very low right now. And the reason for that is because there's this organization in the Philippines called the Philippine Society of IT Educators. It's a nationwide organization or nationwide community of IT educators. And we got inside that community. And essentially what's happening right now is I know almost everyone in the country, the influential IT people in the country. And if there's one thing that's very important in this industry is that schools follow other schools. So that's and so right now I have a lot of contacts. I just reach out to them via Facebook and basically we onboard them in CodeJump.
Okay, thank you.
A quick question by Rezia Usman.
Right. So I have one quick question in terms of basically an extension of what Paul Meyer said. It's an area where a lot of education providers are trying to jump in and integrate into their curriculum, and that would also include universities having their own courses in programming. Now, how do you convince them to use your service if they already have their own curriculum, their own instructors and whatnot?
The other platforms that they're using that is not focused specifically on programming does not support the advanced programming features that we need.
Seconds.
So, for example, it can only check multiple choice exams, identification. Ours can comprehensively check programming activities.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I want to thank our judges also for bearing with us. We have a bit of an analog setup with how the chat messages are coming through. So sometimes there's some confusion, but we do thank you for your patience. All right, we do have one more team to pitch before our break. And it is Tuala from the Philippines. They provide the signing platform secured by Tuala's blockchain tech using proof of identity and authenticity protocol. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tuala.
Hi, I'm Charlie Carroza, COO of Tuala. Trust is the foundation of every relationship, including business. We support it with identity and documents. For instance, we use our ID when applying for a bank loan or a diploma when applying for a job. A contract seals the deal. However, things become more complicated when we do digital transactions. Suddenly, we have to take a picture of our ID together with a selfie and scan a signed copy of a contract and upload it to multiple websites. Imagine the plethora of personal information out there. No wonder in the age of Photoshop and sophisticated data breach, a lot of people have fallen victim into identity theft. Identity fraud cost the global economy over $5 trillion in 2019. Estimates suggest that global losses from payment fraud alone were at $32 billion in 2020. This tripled from 2011 and is projected to grow at 25% in 2027. How do we solve this? Tuala has a suite of tools for issuing, signing, and verifying ID claims, credentials, and documents to give individuals full control of their data and for more secured, faster workflows for businesses in Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. Moreover, Tuala helps reduce cost, carbon footprint, and risks of financial fraud. The global legal, regulatory tech, and digital identity markets are roughly $170 billion. The Philippines is a billion-dollar market, whose 5% translates to $50 million in ARR. Our solutions are powered by Tuala Network, a specialized blockchain network that uses zero-knowledge proof, a privacy-preserving technology with built-in protocols for digital identity and document security. Tuala Network is interoperable with more than 40 major EVM networks. The documents and credentials issued and signed in Tuala grew by 5 times in the first 9 months after beta. It's used by over 215 companies now. We have signed a reseller partnership with Philippines' largest telco, PLDT, and have received around $100,000 grant from Department of Science and Technology. We charge $15 per user monthly for SMBs and $2,000 to $200,000 ACVs for mid-enterprise market for Tuala Sign, while ID verification is charged at $4 per transaction. We're the only company that provides both digital ID and signatures for both Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystem. Soon will be the first platform to be connected in Philippines National ID, the PhilSys. Tuala team has a combined 39 years of IT and B2B business development experience. We are backed by very capable advisors in tech and business. Tuala is evolving the way we build trust online. Invest in us and help us build a digital and frictionless future for everybody. Thank you.
And thank you very much to Tuala for that pitch. Let's do our 5-minute Q&A once again with our judges. And we will then take a 10-minute break. So who will ask the first question? To Tuala from the Philippines. Paul Myers with the first question. Please go ahead.
Hi, very nice pitch. Great space to be in, but a crowded space. And there's a number of companies that do similar, provide similar solutions to yours. How are you going to differentiate and grow moving forwards, and compete against some bigger players such as a DocuSign or somebody like that who can buy or add other companies that incorporate features that you might.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Contrary to what a lot of people think that digital signature and electronic signature are the same, actually, they're not. Yes, I would agree with you that the electronic signature market is quite a red ocean industry, but we are in a digital signature, meaning it's not just a graphical representation of your signature, but we are actually attaching security features to it so that it is verifiable and that it can help companies or government entities protect themselves from the risks of fraud, which happens to be like $50 trillion worth of a problem globally. So yeah, that's how we are differentiating ourselves, and we are the only ones who can actually provide you with a verifiable document, digitally signed document, which comes with a digital identity to prove the identity of the persons who are engaged in the business. So basically, we're powering digital economy by pouring out our resources with the core instrument for engaging business, which is signed documents and identity proofs.
And the verification of the identity is what sets you apart from other digital signature kinds of companies like a DocuSign or somebody like that?
Yes, it's part of that. And also, being backed with blockchain, we are powering both Web 2 and Web 3 to transition to a digital economy seamlessly in a manner that can be trusted using zero knowledge proof.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Ted Nam with our next question.
I think that it has been a long way to go to be a digital signage or digital signing economy, because it's basically a subscription economy. Subscription business is, I think that it's still not booming. So what's your opinion about that? Do you convinced that this kind of economy will be prospering and then you will earn a lot of money?
Okay. We are in a legal and GovTech industry, and currently we have ongoing conversations with the government. And the goal is to actually power smart cities, which is the way of many countries now in order to thrive after the pandemic. And we're just so lucky to be providing a solution that is core to every transaction, whether it's private or government entity.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
About a minute left. Time for a quick question. Sharon Nabuye, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm just curious. You mentioned soon you're going to be, you have a partnership with the National ID for Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know when that's going to take effect? I'm just curious.
Okay. We're not just partnered with the national ID system. We are actually in talks with the Department of Information and Communications Technology. And I think it will commence right at the Q1 of 2023.
Is that the first government project you're working on? Because I'm kind of curious about the acceptance rate. What has it been like for companies accepting your product, especially in the Philippines?
Okay. The reason why we're closely partnering with the DICT is because they are the one that gives the seal of approval for any technology solutions that the government will use, and then the private will also have to adapt it.
All right. Well, that is going to end the pitch from Twala. Thank you very much. Thank you to our judges as well. So what we are going to do is take a 10-minute break, and we will be back to see the rest of the pitches. Please stay tuned. And welcome back to the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week 2022. We will now resume our pitches. The company that is ready is Race Ya from the Philippines. They are a one-stop digital platform for sports and have already created a community of engaged users. This platform provides a flywheel approach in growth as B2B growth helps B2C growth. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Race Ya.
Leading digital platform for sports, we help create an athlete in everyone. We believe that sports is essential. It helps in physical and mental health, teaches life values, and create a positive impact to society. Anyone can be an athlete, but it's not easy. Listen to my story. I'm Tin Ferreira, the CEO and founder, an athlete. But years ago, I was running my first 5-kilometer race. I don't know how to get started, more so finish it. But I did. And this journey exposed me to what the sports lack in the Philippines. It's not inclusive, it's not accessible. The problem, there's no easy way to find things that you need in the available platforms, which are single-sided, expensive, limited, and not flexible. That's why we created Risha. It's a digital platform where any individual can engage and connect with the community, look for events and activities that they can join in the platform, find things that they need in the marketplace, and monitor and track their sporting performance, even getting rewards doing activities. It's a B2C and a B2B platform that supports the journey of everyone. So together with my team, who are athletes themselves and are experts in various industries, we created a business model that has two revenue streams. It's a web platform with a freemium model, the B2C, the athletes, and the B2B, the vendors, who are in one ecosystem. We earn from the in-app purchases. This creates a community where us, the B2B supports the growth of the B2C market, a flywheel marketing approach, creating product advocates. That's our competitive advantage. We're the only one-stop platform compared to our competitors, which are mostly single-sided solutions. And we are addressing a $500 billion global market. Of this spending, it's expected to grow 16% year on year, or $700 billion come 2024. We, as a platform, can earn 10% on the average of that, giving us a total available market of $50 billion. We can achieve 2.5 billion of this. We have gained the traction organically with minimal marketing spend. We are at almost 50,000 users across 6 countries, 300 events, 500 partners. But growth is boundless. We expect to expand vertically across other sports and geographically from Southeast Asia, Asia Pacific, and beyond to the global market. In 2024, we expect to be at 1 million users at $20 million revenue, growing further to $2.5. There's no finish line for us. That is our timeline. To achieve this growth, we are raising $500,000 to support our growth. We hope you can join us in this journey. We are on a race to be the world's leader. To the starting line with us. This is Tin Ferreira. Good day.
Thank you very much for your pitch. We will now start our Q&A. Our first judge to ask a question is Ted Nam.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is that you established your company 2017 already?
Yes.
Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your business model? I think that as an athlete, you have been successful maybe, But as a business woman, I think it's very difficult. So about the subscription, premium service, B2B, B2C. Anyway, important thing is that earn money. So what is your opinion?
Good afternoon. So thanks for that question. I'm actually an athlete and a CPA as well. So I'm a certified public accountant and a certified management accountant and a serial entrepreneur. So yeah, we started in 2017 as a solutions for organizers, for those who need to digitize their events. So from being solutions in 2017, we have evolved into a marketplace which now created a community. So come 2020, when pandemic happened, the sporting events have been canceled. So there was no activity, there was no event. So it was a challenge for us. So instead of stopping, that's the time that we thought we can grow. There's an opportunity. So people need to be active. People need to do things. So we pivoted and created a platform that is borderless and boundless, that is scalable, that can not only service the Philippine market, the community that we are in, but also encourage the bigger market. And that's when we have created that mission to help create an athlete in everyone, because sports is not accessible, not inclusive, especially in the Philippines, especially in the areas we have particularly explored in Southeast Asia, because mostly digitization is not a priority for most of the stakeholders in the community. So what we're trying to build is making sports inclusive and accessible. So as to the business model, being initially a solution based and a marketplace, it has been sustainable since we started in 2017. Given that we have already onboarded enterprise, some government agencies, most of the sports association in the Philippines, and some event organizers already in Southeast Asia, and this brings in consumers to us, automatic users of the platform, which creates a community. So for these users that are onboarded for each vendor now becomes regular users. So on the average, there is 50% return month on month. So a person would typically, one user would typically visit the site to transact 4 times in a month. So that is the flywheel market approach that we are creating. So the B2C supports the growth of the B2C users, and the B2C, the increase in the consumers, the users, also support the need for and the marketability of the solutions that we offer for the vendors.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Our next question from Paul Myers.
Hi, thanks. I am the father of 2 student athlete daughters who compete in Southeast Asia. And so I see the need for the organizers of your product on a regular basis. So it's a very smart product and positioning. My question is about the stickiness, though. In terms of if you sell or your customers, your commercial customers are the organizers of these events, keeping the athletes attached and sticky and active seems to me that, a real issue. You said that they engage 4 times in a month,
seconds.
but watching teenage girls, they last for about 3 minutes and then they're gone. So how do you keep them? How do you keep them stuck?
So that is actually part of the pipeline. So what we're creating is what we started creating during the pandemic is the gamification aspect. So we have done reward systems. So we're not only working with organizers. We have also been working with corporations, LGUs who want to engage their employees, so particularly not just athletes who have like 4 events in a month, but also individuals or anyone who would like to and who needs to get started in sports.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you for the pitch. We're going to move on to our next team, and it is Film Place from Singapore. They are the first full-service content creators marketplace where creators and brands can connect and hire global locations, talents, secure permits, and even rent equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome FilmPlace.
Hi everyone, my name is Lincoln and I'm the founder and CEO of FilmPlace. At FilmPlace, we empower global creators to create better content. And 1 in 2 global companies actually think that producing global content is going to be more important in the next 2 years. So how big is that 1 in 2 global companies? That's 186 million company out there. And creating global content has its own sets of problems. That's usually expensive, there's language barrier, it's hard to get support from local producers, almost impossible to secure overseas permits, and there's no full service platform to really help facilitate such services. And that's where really FilmPlace comes in to help, being the first full-fledged content creator marketplace, allowing brands and creators to search for film location, hire cast and creative talent, make secure payments to freelancers, rent equipment and props, and even secure local and international projects. And currently we have over 5,000 members using FilmPlace that includes TikTok, Nas Daily, Netflix, SBS, Kakao, NBC, and even Airbnb are using our platform. And today we have transacted over 350,000 in transaction volume from 30 different countries and did a partnership with TikTok and Nas Daily and even signed an exclusive partnership with the Korean government. And behind FilmPlace, the 4 of us, we come together with over 40 years of experience combined to really help bring our vision to life. And in terms of our competitiveness, you realize that FilmPlace is actually the most accessible in terms of finding global talents and location. We are also, we help localize languages to make things much easier for people. And we are also the most efficient with our technology, such as our automated contracts, as well as our booking confirmation in just a matter of minutes. And that's not just it. FilmPlace is in fact the only platform that puts everything together, including location, talent, equipment, and projects. And our ideal customers are the brand and creator who does small to mid-sized projects which require location and talent. And we basically make money by taking 22% commission as well as a subscription model of $228 annually. And we are currently in our seed round looking for $1 million just mainly for our new user acquisition and increasing our conversion. And FilmPlace is not just going to be a marketplace, but our vision is to be create a self-serve community where brands and creators can come together to collaborate, to learn, and even secure projects together. And that's a little bit about FilmPlace, where we empower global creators to create better content. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your pitch. Let us resume our 5-minute Q&A with our judges. Who will ask the first question to FilmPlace? Danny Han with our first question. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. You have mentioned that you already have a partnership or your client for Koreans such as SBS, NBC, and Kakao. How did you get to know them? Did you approach them or they just reached to your platform?
So it varies from companies to companies. Like if we're talking about TikTok, they are actually the one, or even SBS, they are actually the one that come to our platform. We partner with the Korean government that allow us to really get exposed to these brands and companies out there, towards like the people. So people actually know about us, the creators industry. I would say quite a number of people know about us, and we provide them the service that they are looking for. Uniquely, that's why they actually decide to use our platform to really support their business.
So did you have your website in Korean at the time?
Yes, we do. Okay. We are fully localized in 12 different languages.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you for that question. Roger Royo with our next question.
Yeah, I think I'm going to follow up with a question of Danny. I mean, just wanted to know what is your, how is your partnership with those companies? When you partner with TikTok, what would be the partnership look like?
Right. So like TikTok and Nestle, we actually sign a partnership where they actually use our platform more towards like exclusively to like looking for locations. Right now, we recently just renewed our partnership contract where they will actually use our talent services as well once we launch, because company like this, these big companies, they usually need location and talent, not just locally but internationally, and we provide that resources, the talent and the location that they need all around the world with localized contact without having to need to know like the languages or even the local law.
And how big is your database of locations and talent people? And
Right now, if you're talking about location alone, we have about 3,000 locations at the moment. In terms of talent, we actually have not officially launched it yet, but we already have a few hundred pre-registered talent on the platform. Yes.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Roger.
that. Thank you for the question. Sharon Nabria with our next question, please.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm kind of curious on how you vet the talent.
I'm sorry.
How do you vet the talent? How do you know that they're going to deliver what they
Right.
promise to deliver? Yeah.
Yeah, so we do actually have like an AI system where they actually upload their portfolio, with their CV and the things that they have done. So the system will automatically be able to categorize based on like their level. So we have like the entry level, we have the mid level, as well as like the expertise level. So it depends on what kind of talent they list themselves as. Like we have influencers, we have like actor, we have producer, director, editor, so mainly in like the creative space. So once they list up their portfolio, our system will be able to sort them out based on their expertise.
Okay, is there a place to leave reviews based on previous work they've done between clients and talents, or talents and clients?
Yes, we do. We do have an open source review where once the booking has been done through our platform, they'll be able to leave a public review where the people cannot like do like fake reviews or try to do things like that. Yeah, so we do have a system where people can leave reviews, vice versa, be it if you're a brand or you're the talent.
Okay. Lastly, there seems to be an exponential growth in 2021. I'm curious to know what are some of your growth strategies to increase your revenue.
Right. Ultimately, it's because I think we are the first mover in Southeast Asia to really enter this space. I think the content creation space is really new as well. In 2021, we became publicly known we get actually a lot of media and press coverage. So if you went to Google, you'll be able to see us almost everywhere. I think that's really one thing that makes us unique, and it actually allows us to scale up more exponentially.
Okay, thank you very much for that pitch.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you. And our next team is also from Singapore, Pixels. They provide offline retailers the ability to issue digital receipts seamlessly to their customers via their NFC device. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pixels.
Hi, my name is Reina, and I'll be introducing our company, Pixels. All of us has received a receipt like this before, and what do? We throw it away. And to comfort ourselves, we throw it into the recycling bin. But did you know that receipt papers are actually non-recyclable? Just last year, 1.4 million tons of receipts were printed globally, equivalent to almost 18 million trees that were cut down. So that's millions of trees you could have saved. Now, electronic receipts have been around for decades, but adoption has been difficult. One, because of the high cost of implementation for retailers, and two, is that customers do not want to download new apps or provide private information such as phone numbers or email addresses. Introducing Pixel Solution. Pretend you walk into a store and you pick for items. In order to get your receipt, you just tap your phone on the device, beep, and that's it. No apps, no phone numbers. Our receipts are also interactive, allowing offline retailers to give shoppers a truly O2O shopping experience. The USB here allows retailers to just plug our device into their POS machines and it's ready to go. Now, this is revolutionary because our solution already reduces the current barriers of e-receipt adoption. And on top of that, more importantly, we provide offline retailers customer-centric data that they previously would not have been able to get. Offline retailers are actually not able to see their customers as POS machines only record what was sold, how much was sold. This puts them at a huge disadvantage compared to e-commerce players who are able to capture customer profiles and browsing patterns. With our platform, we would be able to level the playing field for offline retailers. As for our competitors, everyone else requires an app download, phone numbers, or email addresses inputted. Ours is a patented technology, meaning we're the only one. In terms of the market, we believe that the global consumer analytics market will be worth $9.5 billion by 2025, and APAC is a huge market with growing spending populations, and we are set to capture all of these. Our current partnerships and conversations with big names such as MasterCard, Visa, JCB, Changi Airport Group, etc., show extremely promising growth worldwide. In Korea, we believe there is a good market here as there is a strong governmental push to reduce paper receipts. We came into Korea last year to the KSGC program, and we now have an NDA under our belt, starting on our pilot program, and we're in talks with Hana Bank, Shinsegae, and Nice Payments. Our business model is a subscription service, with the most basic service being issuing e-receipts at a low cost of $20 per month per device. Additional services like analytics and retailer app integration can easily be added as and when our customers require it, such as a dollar figure for each customer linked to the retailer's app, allowing us more space for extra revenue. Overall, we believe that our product is superior to the existing methods of e-receipt delivery. We look forward to improving customers' experience with digital receipts and reducing our carbon footprint in the world. Thank you for your time.
And thank you very much for that pitch. We resume our 5-minute Q&A. Our first coach is Paul Myers. Please go ahead.
Hi, nice presentation and interesting space. I've worked before in the POS terminal space, and one of the issues involved with add-on like yourself is integration into the POS terminal through APIs and getting certified to be able to communicate with them. How are you doing that? Do you have your own set of APIs? Number one, and then number two is what kind of additional data are you giving to the vendor besides the simple stuff that you already talked about? Thanks.
Okay, so to answer your first question, we actually have an IT team to communicate with the POS side. So as long as we can have the API all set up together with the POS, it usually takes less than 2 weeks to set everything up. It's just a software kind of connection, and then we can start issuing e-receipts. So it's actually very simple. Like I know some other places, some of the e-receipt companies, they actually require you to replace the entire POS machines, but that's not what we do. So ours is very simple. Yeah, and to answer your second question, I would say the biggest thing is the customer. We say the customer identifier tag because in the POS side, they only record what was sold, how much was sold. So in the end, retailers do not see who bought what and how much. So this is where we come in. We give them the customer identifier tag, and then they can link to see what the customers do, and then they can also put up promotions. So if they know that this particular customer actually prefers this kind of product, they can even put up promotions on the e-receipt itself because we offer an interactive e-receipt.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Anybody else with a question? Danny Han, please go ahead.
Hello, thank you. Do you also gather data from the receipts?
Yes, we do.
And how do you use it? Do you analyze them to make another business model?
We usually give it back to the retailers. That's our very basic model. But of course, retailers usually require what they would like us to help them analyze the customer spending patterns, buying patterns, etc. And so this is where we actually do come in with the extra revenue. So a lot of times big retailers, they have their own app. So for example, when we're working with Family Mart in Indonesia, they have their own app, and that's what we do. We help them link to the app itself. So and we can help promote their app on our own receipt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for that question. 2 minutes left. Any other questions from our judges? I'm not sure if the chat system is working again. Ted Na, did you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead.
So did you create a revenue until now?
Our revenue is actually more overseas at the moment. In Korea, we've just started. So we're going to start a pilot program soon. So after that, we're going to, of course, start bringing in revenue. But overseas, in Indonesia at the moment, we've just started with them this year. We got a full contract with them early this year. So I would say at the moment, we have about 100K revenue.
So are you sure that your business model will be working in terms of earning money?
Yes, because we target large retailers. Large retailers usually one store, they don't only have one POS machines, they can have a couple. So for example, in Indonesia Family Mart, they have hundreds of stores. So that's easily $20 per machine, per POS, per device. So that's where we target it. And we are also working with Changi Airport Group. So Changi Airport also owns a lot of retail stores. So that's where our money will be coming into. So we basically target big retailers, I would say. And at the moment, we are also working with MasterCard, Visa. What we're doing with them is the tap-to-go payments. So where you tap to pay and then you receive our e-receipt at the very same time when you tap. So this is something, a newer model that I would say we are kind of working with them at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. That is right at the end of the time for the Q&A. Thank you, Pixels, for the pitch. Why don't we go ahead and move on to our next team. The next team is HealthTag from Thailand. They are decentralized healthcare initiators via Web 3.0 architecture, operating a blockchain as a service optimized specifically for the health data with privacy in depth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome HealthTag.
Hello, we're from HealthTag Company from the blockchain-based personal health record project, and we're a group of healthcare provider and blockchain experts that grouping together to solve one real problem, which is data silos in healthcare, to transferring health toward decentralized and connected care with patient-centric model. Here are the complexity of their data fragmented or data silos in healthcare. They work independently, is not connected at all. So from patient perspective, especially for the elderly, they cannot remember their health status, their current medication, so this may create the medical errors and harmful to the patients. From the provider perspective, of course, 60% of their time right now they're spending with the documentary because there's no such interoperability between the hospital. So this is really wasting time and also creating unnecessary workload that shouldn't make cost. So this increase extra budget that need to be subsidized by the government, which actually they shouldn't pay for it. So this is a big issue that we need to be fixed because it's all about life and also economic impact as well. Our solution is really simple to answering one question, which is how we can let the data flow with the patient. So here is our solution. First, we need to standardize the data to HL7 file. So HealthTag, we have the file auto-bot to translating any of the data source from hospital information system to one international standard so they can communicate to each other. And then we're creating like a road to connect it under the Web 3.0 healthcare infrastructure. So they can connect all the hospital, all the stakeholders together and exchange the data smartly, secured, and have an authorization control with the smart contract of the blockchain technologies. And last but not least, to allow patients to hold and carry their personal health record. We have the web applications and health wallets is like carrying on that. And we synergy with the NFC technology to allow patients with the digital limitations to carry just only one card and they can access to their personal health record anytime, anywhere. Here's our MVP. Just register, tap one card, tap with a smartphone, entering PIN code, and after that, you can access your personal health record right away. We are first of the blockchain-based personal health record in healthcare network in Thailand, which for us, smart, seamless, secured, and simple access. Right now, we provide the blockchain as a service to support health data management in Thailand. So currently, we have 50,000 transactions per month and more than 400,000 of the health data within the network of HealthTech. Our business model is B2G, 2C, and 2B model. But we're starting from the B2G business, supporting the seamless interoperability between the hospitals, and we get the installations and maintenance fee from that. And with this, we will get millions of patients that will allow us to sell a premium features of the health wallet on the web applications that they can reach and own their personal health record. And once the infrastructure is growing, got a lot of traffic, got a lot of patients, got a lot of health data, of course we will seeking for the partners of the healthcare service, and 80 of the transactions so used within the infrastructure, we can get the transaction fees from that. So we commit with the passions that will our revenue increasing year by year regarding from the number of patients, hospital, and the partner that increasing year by year. Because we believe that one infrastructure can save millions' lives. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for your pitch, HealthTag from Thailand. We resume our Q&A 5-minute session with our first judge, Roger Royal, with a question. Please go ahead.
Hello, thank you very much for the presentation. I actually have myself this problem with the data since I'm running a bilateral project, AI related, between Spain and Korea. And one of the biggest problems we have is we cannot share information. So we collect data here in Korea, but we cannot share it to our Spanish partner. I wonder if your blockchain solution could do that, if you have studied situations like that, if outside of your country that can solve this problem, and if not, or if yes, what would you do in the future? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for the question. And I think it's really quite a problem everywhere. So what we design is to have like an open infrastructure that allows a real seamless interoperability and data exchange under the patient's consent. So with this infrastructure that we have decided, all their health information still storing in the hospital. But we use the blockchain infrastructure just like and smart contract, just like authorized control and indexing the data from one place to another. So with this model, I think we get a really great feedback from the hospital perspective, like the data owner, because they still like trust that all the data is still like secured in their place, and all the information that transferring from one place to another is need to align with the patient's consent first with this infrastructure. So of course, yes, to answer your question, this infrastructure can solve this problem for sure.
And then secondly, then if you can do that, but you need a patient's permission, I mean, have you studied like potential business models where you work with the data with other, like, for example, medical studies or?
Okay, so we partnering with a standard health information system in Thailand and also the ASEAN, and also with this infrastructure also aligned with the PDPA and GDPR compliance. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Thank you for that question. Any other questions for HealthTag from Thailand? Paul Myers, please go ahead.
A really interesting solution to a gnarly problem, so smart. So who ultimately owns the data, right? I mean, if I go to hospital A and get my appendix out, and I go to hospital B because I broke my hand, and I go to my dentist, that data is all about me, but do I own that data? And what do your lawyers say about it? I'm really curious how that works.
All right, sure. Yeah, I think we're all curious, and even in the GDPR or PDPA compliance, haven't mentioned like who own the data. So they just have like data controller and data subject. So as a patient, we will be the data subject, and hospital will be the data controller. And from health tech perspective, who are working infrastructure, we are the data processor. So under the GDPR and PDPA compliance, no one will be the data owner, but to allow health information exchange is required both data controller and data subject to providing the consent from moving the data from one place to another. And we use the blockchain infrastructure to controlling quite the authorization of control. Yeah. Thank you.
1 minute. Might have time for a very, very quick question. Danny Han, thank you.
Yeah, why the government didn't start? Why you guys, the private startup, started this kind of like big project?
All right. So actually, I think governments are also really interested. So to implementing this. So what we currently do is we also partnering with some of the projects of the government to pilot this project. So yeah, we are also working with the Thai government as well to running this project and infrastructure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to our judges for the questions. We are now at the time where 2 more teams are left to pitch, and the next team is Equo from Vietnam. They are a sustainable brand providing 100% plastic-free and compostable solutions for everyday single-use plastic items, including drinking straws, utensils, bags, and dishware made from natural materials like sugarcane, coffee, coconut, rice, and grass. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Equo.
Hi everyone, my name is Marina Tranvu and I'm the founder and CEO of Equo. So just jumping right into it, did you know that over 1 million people and hundreds of thousands of sea animals die each year from plastic pollution? And the latest statistics show us that we have less than 8 years until we do irreversible damage to the planet. Now, sweeping government bans are taking place across the globe in an effort to slow down the double-digit growth of the single-use plastic straw and utensils categories. Categories that haven't slowed down despite reusable alternatives such as metal, silicone, or those gross soggy paper straws that have been around for years. And that is where Equo comes in. Equo is a sustainable brand providing 100% plastic-free and compostable solutions for everyday single-use plastic items. We're starting off with drinking straws made out of materials you can actually pronounce: grass, rice, coconut, sugarcane, and coffee. Our products decompose in months, not centuries, and they're so easy, quick, and convenient to switch to, you don't have to change your lifestyle or your behavior. No washing, no carrying around. And our products help to promote a circular economy by diverting waste from the landfills in order to produce them. Now you can use it once and throw it away without any of the worry and none of the guilt. On top of that, we're doing something different. We're saying, yes, you can have choice, even in a traditionally homogeneous category where you only got to choose plastic or paper. You have the power to choose a straw that matches your preferences. For example, you want a straw that matches the color of your drink for that perfect Instagram shot? Or how about a straw that never gets soggy for that extra large iced coffee? Or how about a straw that you can munch on when you get hungry mid-drink? We've got you covered. On top of that, we're bright, colorful, and quirky, and we don't look like a straw brand because how many straw brands can you name? Exactly. We are going to market selling to consumers directly through online e-commerce channels and to businesses, ones that sell our products for us, like grocery stores, and to businesses to use for the customers themselves. That way, we are building our brand, product education, and awareness on one side, while also garnering the volume and revenue that we need on the other. And we are proving this is working with over $200,000 in revenue in the last year and an average 30% month-over-month growth. And on top of that, we've acquired some pretty cool customers, including GS25 in Vietnam, Fair Price in Singapore, and yes, you are seeing it correctly, Italian fashion brand Prada. Most recently, we also acquired Nestle Professional in the US. At the end of this year, we are targeting a $1 million revenue target. and we expect to double or triple our revenue every year thereafter. We've been featured in global media, including on Shark Tank in Vietnam, on Front Office by Players TV, produced by NBA player Chris Paul in the US, and have been featured in Forbes and Yahoo Lifestyle. We've also won a number of awards, including being named a top 18 startup by the Ending Plastic Pollution Challenge, and being named a top 9 winner and the only representative from Asia in the United Nations Operations Global Innovation Challenge. Some of our recent key milestones include raising and closing our 1.3 million USD seed round, announcing our global brand ambassador and shareholder, professional golfer Michelle Wee, launching our new innovation, including some of our coffee utensils, and establishing ourselves as really the only significant brand in the category, and continuing our work with NGOs, including World Wildlife Foundation Vietnam. We are addressing an over $70 billion single-use plastic industry, and we are expanding our product line to include not only straws and utensils, but dishware, cups, bags, and much more. With Equal, the team is being led by myself, with experience launching brands and products globally for companies including LG, Bacardi, and Unilever. And I have some extremely strong people on my team who have worked at a number of different global organizations as well, including my commercial director, my creative director, marketing director, COO, and CFO. With Equal, we are providing small solutions that will have a big impact. 이렇게 좋은 기회 주셔서 감사합니다. 저희 목표는 일회용 플라스틱을 없애는 것입니다. 저희가 베트남을 잘 대표하기를 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
All right, thank you very much for that pitch. Let's get our 5-minute Q&A started once again with our judges, who will ask the first question to Equal from Vietnam. You may have put it in the chat. Danny Han, thank you. Go ahead.
Hello, thank you very much for the presentation. So are you looking for additional funds, or what are you looking for right now?
As of right now, we're actually looking more for business connections. We are planning to raise our next round within the next 6 months, ideally targeting the first quarter of next year for our Series A. So we do have that in the works just based off of our traction and just the results that we've been getting recently. But yes, as of right now, we're looking actually for an avenue, not only for Korea, but all avenues and channels across Southeast Asia. We really want to expand our presence here.
So what is the valuation of your company right now?
Currently, it's about 4.3 million, and we expect, and don't quote me on this, but we expect to raise anywhere between 5 to 10 million in our next round.
So you have invested a lot on marketing as well, right? To increase your brand awareness.
Previously, we actually did not. It was all organic. So a lot of the work we've done was through PR, public relations. For some reason, a lot of people like our story, so we got featured a lot on TV shows. That was all organic, and then it was only recently, within the past 4 months, that we actually started to do anything paid. That includes on any channels like Amazon, as well as paid, targeting both B2B leads as well as a direct-to-consumer.
Michelle Wee?
Yes, and Michelle Wee, we had met her on that TV show in the US when they found us somehow on LinkedIn, and they invited us on the show.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Our next question is from Roger Royal.
Yeah, just very fast question. I mean, you have different materials, and that's why you divide your the colors, right?
Well, yes, we have different materials, but it's primarily because most consumers do not understand yet or know which sustainable material is most suitable for them. And this is such a new category that we didn't want to pigeonhole consumers into just one, because we already know that one sustainable material has not yet been found to replace wholly plastic yet. That's why we offer so many different types.
What's the difference between each of them? Is like a different taste, different I just wonder why.
Yeah, so they all have very different properties. For example, our rice straw, it does come in different colors. That's fun for a lot of people, especially younger demographics. It's also edible, the only edible product in our portfolio. The sugarcane and coffee are very, very flexible. They come in a lot of different sizes. You can actually chew on them. They have very long durability, and they have many different use cases. Our coconut, it's a really sturdy product. It's very, very strong. It's very solid. And most people are very familiar with what coconut is, So they are actually more adept at trying to adopt a material like coconut because they know what it is, they can visualize it. And so that's why we have coconut in our portfolio. And then grass is simply just on a cost basis. It's the cheapest product within our portfolio. So it's great for customers that want sustainable products, but are trying to test the waters with a more expensive item versus plastic or paper.
And do you have any competitor or copycat that has done something similar at this moment?
We've had people attempt to try to trademark our brand in different countries, including in Taiwan, unsuccessfully. But we have had, I think, a lot of competitors try, especially in Vietnam. So they've copied our packaging or very similarly copied our packaging and our name, but they haven't been successful, I think, for a few reasons. First off, we actually do really believe in investing in our brand. We're not just saying, hey, here, do a marketing campaign. We're investing in our brand by not only investing in the design to attract people and get people's attention on a category that's not very sexy. People don't say, hey, I'm going to go buy this coffee fork, on an everyday basis. So that's our way of attracting people. But on top of that, we really invest in product education too. That's the biggest thing that we've seen as a barrier. And then, and then finally, people have to know about the different sustainable materials in order to buy them. So that's why we invest a lot in marketing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you for that pitch. And we are now at the moment where we have our final team ready to give their pitch. And they are Tubud from Vietnam. They are an online travel platform that showcases and connects local buddies to travelers. So ladies and gentlemen, our final team, Tubud.
Did you know that guiding or the tour guide actually decides 80% of how successful the tour will be? And yet they just live by the tips from everyone on the trip. How unfair is that? Well, on the other hand, there are so many people who want to pick and choose the local guide or even be able to book a local assistant for their business trips. Connecting these demands from the market, we created Tubud with the mission to make your trip for business or leisure more professional, convenient, and cost-effective. Tubud is an innovative platform web and app that offers a unique and limitless service by connecting travelers to local experts. We call them the local buddies. There are 6 categories of the local buddies. The adventure buddy, for those who look for trekking and adventure trips. The business buddy, for anyone who needs interpreters or logistic organizer or local personal assistant. The lifestyle buddy, for a cool, authentic city tour and food tour. The art buddy, for who want to see the art, artistic, and music scene in the city. The medical buddies are the ones for travel to get better and cheaper treatment. The historic buddy, who want to know more in-depth knowledge of the city. Our initial plan was to scale from Vietnam into Southeast Asian market, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic and border closures, we have stalled our plan and reassessed the target market. We've managed to increase our revenue 70% more than before the COVID-19 and double our profit margin in 2021. Right now, we have more than 200 local buddies with 6 buddy ambassadors all around Vietnam and some cities in Europe. Our business model is straightforward. The customer pays for the local buddies through our platform. Once accepted, we charge 25% commission to the buddy in exchange for marketing, phone support, and training. Our missions in 2022 and 2023 are simple. Specialize our buddies in categories and standardize this hospitality industry. Although we're not the first one in the market to do this, but our competitors mainly focus on itinerary, English speaking only, and tourism oriented, while we focus on human-to-human contact, various languages, and have specific services for business travelers. Coming out from the COVID-19, we have closed our seed round with venture capital in South Korea. Up to now, we have had 2 angel investors and 2 venture capitals investment, alongside with many appearances on international and Vietnamese startup competitors. We are on the way to clear our GMV of $500,000 this year. There are many reasons why we are scalable. Here is one of them. We have a scalable team with international experiences in tech and travel. I am Annie, CEO and co-founder of Tubet with sales and marketing experiences in the UK and in Vietnam. Ethan is our CTO with 9-year experiences in Singapore, Vietnam, and South Korea. And Anthony from the UK for our operations and business development. To prepare to raise our pre-Series A round, we are looking for strategic partners, B2B partners from all around Southeast Asia and South Korea to create collaborations and utilize each other's resources to grow. If you walk at the same pace with us, give us a xin chào. Thank you.
And thank you very much for that pitch. Time for a final Q&A 5-minute session with our judges. Who will ask the first question to Tubet from Vietnam? 5 minutes. Danny Han, please go ahead.
Hello, thank you very much for your presentation. This industry, it is very hard to make it profitable, you know. Like a lot of companies are entering this market and competing against each other, but none of them are making like a positive bottom line. So do you have any plan or strategy to make the business model profitable?
Thank you so much, Mr. Han, for your question. Absolutely great question. And it is exactly my point. So we have survived COVID-19 without raising funds, and we were profitable. Over the 2 years in COVID-19, we not only increase our revenue 70%, but also double down our profit in 2021 compared to 2020. So that means we can be profitable. It's just a matter of time and how much big of the market that we are dealing with now. And too bad there are a lot of competitors in travel tech industry, definitely. However, what we are specialized in is actually human-to-human contact, which is more than just travel industry for tourists or local guys or tour guides. But what we also provide are the local human services, such as local personal assistant for business people, local concierge, interpreters, and translator as well, and many more short-term and middle-term services for human contact. With that way, we can really broaden up our market into many more, including HR, human resources, and travel tech company. So it's not only just for tourists and tourism only. And that is the reason why I believe that this could be the core of our business that can help us to touch down in many other industries.
But once your business volume increases, you will need efficiency of the operation, you know.
Yes.
But you are doing manually right now? Or do you have technology to handle it?
Yes, our app has been on the market since 2018. It's available on iOS and Android. So you can download it and use this right away.
But in the back office, do you operate by manually, or do you have an automated system that can booking and they can give notice to the local experts? Are they all automated or?
Yes, I believe that's why the app is there for, is to automate the booking system between the users and the local bodies. Of course, there are many other features that we are actually doing manual now that we want to integrate in the app in the future as well. Our team is only have 15 people now. We don't have like a big team at all, not yet. Yes, and we want to develop and operate and expand to other countries, and we need a bigger team. And there are a lot of things that we're doing manual now and that we are planning to put it in the app. But yes, from now, for the last 2-3 years, people has already been booking, paying online, get notification for the buddy sign up online, get training online, and accepting, chatting with the travelers online. Even the refund policies, everything has been done online for the basic booking system.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We got a little over a minute left. Anyone with a very quick question that they would like to ask? You can raise your hand if it has not been reflected in the chat, but okay. So in the remaining time that we have, since this is our final pitch, Tubud, if you have any final comments you'd like to say before we say goodbye. Any final comments, Tubud? Okay, we're going to leave it there.
Do you want
Any final comments?
No, I just want to say really thank you so much to give me an opportunity to really do this. I mean, travel tech industry has been, in a very difficult market over the COVID-19, and we're coming out of this with our, momentum. And we really hope to get a lot of support from people all around the world and for the travelers who really, hopefully to bring back this industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that. And that is going to conclude the end of the second day pitching session. We want to thank all 27 startups who pitched today and yesterday. What we're going to do now is take a 15-minute break and prepare for the award ceremony. And we certainly are eager to find out who will be taking the prizes, and we'll find out soon, so stay tuned. And welcome back to the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week 2022, streaming live from Seoul, Korea. We thank you for joining us for this award ceremony of the pitching contest. The judges have selected the top 4 based on the evaluation of their performances. There will be 2 startups receiving 3rd place and each taking home $5,000. The 2nd place startup will receive $10,000, and the grand prize, the 1st place winner, goes home with $30,000. Now, as the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week event is online due to COVID-19, we have invited representatives from each country's embassy in Seoul to receive the award on behalf of the winning startups. So when I announce the name of the winner, we would like to invite the representative to come up to the podium for the award, and we'll hear a few words from the startup via Zoom. And now, Mr. Joshua Nui, Head of Trade and Investment Unit at ASEAN Korea Center, will come and present the awards. Please come up to the stage. Thank you very much. Okay, we are starting with the 2 3rd place winners. 3rd place, the first winner is Bell Society from Indonesia. Congratulations to you. You win the $5,000 award. Give it up for Bell Society. And we'll take a group photo together. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. And Bell Society, congratulations. Do you have any words you'd like to say?
I'm very glad to receive this honor. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hope that this could help us grow and make an impact for some more. Glad to join this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you. and congratulations to you. Let us now go ahead and award our second, third place winner. This prize goes to Equo from Vietnam. Congratulations, Equo from Vietnam. You win $5,000 US. Please come up, receive your plaque, take a group photo together. Congratulations once again. Equo, great job. Anything you'd like to say?
No, just thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for allowing us to present our business, and hopefully this will allow us to enter the Korean market. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And we have given out the two third place award winners. It is now time to award the second place award, and this comes with a $10,000 US prize. Are you ready? The winner of the second place $10,000 US award is Better Team from the Philippines. Better Team from the Philippines, congratulations. Big round of applause. We'll have a nice group photo together. Thank you very much for that. Congratulations to Better Team Philippines. Well, Better Team, job well done. Congratulations. Anything you'd like to say?
Well, thank you so much for the ASEAN Korean Center for the opportunity. Also, a huge thanks to our friends in Born to Global and Soul Bridge for helping us out in this event. This money will sure help us support our operations here in South Korea. So from the Philippines, maraming salamat. Thank you.
Congratulations once again to Better Team. Well, we are now at the moment that we've all been waiting for. It has finally come. After 2 days, the winner of the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week 2022 will be announced, and we'd like to have His Excellency Kim Hae-young, Secretary General of ASEAN-Korea Center, to come up and present the award for the winner in first place. Please come up to the stage, Your Excellency. Thank you. Okay, the winner in first place and the recipient of $30,000 US goes to Film Place from Singapore. Film Place from Singapore. Congratulations. You win the first place award. Job well done. Thank you very much for taking the photo and receiving the award on behalf of Film Place. Well, Film Place, you win the top prize. Definitely well-deserved, job well done. Any words you'd like to say?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for the support. I think ultimately Asia Korea Center really helped, not just in terms of like helping us the networks with like the accelerator. I think it's ultimately really helpful. And I like to thank like all our mentors and all the people that support to actually make this event happen. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations. We'll also see you next year at the ASEAN Korea Center's Next Rise. This is one of the biggest startup events then, and job well done once again. Now, before we conclude the ASEAN Korea Startup Week 2022, we would like to once again invite His Excellency Kim Hae-young, Secretary General of the ASEAN Korea Center, to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency to the stage with a big round of applause.
안녕하십니까. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and online viewers. First of all, I'd like to thank all our online viewers for joining us this afternoon. And I would also like to congratulate all startups that participate in this program on a job well done. I also express my appreciation to our close friends from ASEAN embassies in Seoul that have come here today on behalf of the startups. Your help in nominating these promising startups, along with the ASEAN Coordinating Committee on MSME, has made all of this possible. And also, my sincere gratitude goes to panel of judges for their participation and cooperation in this event. This year, 27 startups from all 10 ASEAN member states joined the program. The startups were from diverse sectors, including information and communication technology, healthcare, education and e-commerce, and food and beverage. Unlike previous years, in 2022, the ASEAN-Korea Center organized an acceleration program to improve the capacities of ASEAN startups. To achieve this, we have adapted the program to suit their needs. Topics ranging from market segmentation and human resources management and pitching strategies were discussed through lecture and group meetings and one-on-one mentoring. This new initiative is the ASEAN-Korea Center's contribution to bring the Korean startup ecosystem closer to ASEAN. In closing, I'd like to congratulate all winners for your outstanding performances in this pitching contest. Your accomplishment here shows that the future of startups in ASEAN is bright. Great jobs to winners and all participants. As innovators in your home countries, you will have an important role to play in the future of ASEAN by creating jobs and expanding markets. Being said, I'm very happy to be able to support your growth through ASEAN Korean Startup Week. I thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. And we would also like to hear from our wonderful judges who went through 2 days of hearing these pitches, get some words of wisdom from them, a few remarks. First, Danny Han, CEO of Diokos. Any comments?
Okay. No surprise about the prize winners. I think it was very fair result. But some of you are very happy, some are not, some are very sad. But your true result is coming from your business, not from this, this prize event. Anyway, it has been my pleasure to be part of this wonderful event. And I really respect the entrepreneurship from each team. I was amazed by each team. But I hope you never stop nor give up. And I want to keep hearing from you. And maybe next time we can gather in one place and to meet you guys in person, have deep conversation and get to know each other. And of course, all of you together as well. And if you come to Korea, please let me know. If you want to talk to me in person, I'm open. We can talk on Zoom or whatever. There are a lot of ways. And congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Danny Han, for those comments. Next, we'd like to hear from another judge, Paul Myers, founder of Asia Founder Coaching. How did you feel about the 2 days?
Hi. First, I want to thank ASEAN Korea Startup Competition for, again, inviting me to join. This is the third, maybe the fourth time now I've done it. And certainly every year the founders get better and the companies get better and the competition gets tougher. So for all of the participants, really good job. I know how hard it is to pitch and to do this internationally and also do it sometimes remotely via Zoom. So that makes it a little more difficult. So really good job for all of you. Congratulations to the winners, but certainly for all of you for participating and putting in the time and the effort, and as well as building your businesses. And they were all really interesting and great, and some really surprising solutions and business models that I hadn't seen before, and I've seen a lot. So really good job. And I think also, like Danny, I'd love to, I hope that we can do this in person soon and see you all in Korea sometime soon. So thanks for the opportunity, and congrats again to all the participants and the winners. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And next, we'd like to welcome Sharon Nabire, Senior Digital Marketing Manager of Soulbridge International School of Business.
Hi, everyone. I've enjoyed listening to all your presentations, and I'd like to say that all of you guys are winners for sharing your businesses and sharing your startups with us, your business plans. It's been a long journey for most of you. I think during the training sessions, I got to meet some of you, and I'm very happy with the results right now. To the winners, congratulations. And I hope the people who didn't go away with prize money today, that you don't lose hope, but you continue to innovate and you continue to strive to grow your businesses. The startup market is evolving. I hope that you guys continue to evolve and you continue to scale your businesses outside your home countries. I've enjoyed listening to your presentations, and like my co-judges have said, I hope this is not the end, that we connect, and perhaps we can meet in person whenever you're in Korea. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And for our next judge, we welcome Ted Nam, CEO of BusinessNet Incorporated.
안녕하세요. 수고하셨습니다. Yeah, it's a great honor to me to be here as a judge. And then today I have been looking at different culture, different economic situation, but anyway, we are all global village citizens. So this is a very, very meaningful and then important to me. And additionally, I think that as a startup company founder or starter, you need to think about entrepreneurship. One of them is adventurous, and another one is proactiveness. But most important thing, I think, is that passion and fun is very, very important. If it is not fun, it's not so easy, because you cannot earn a lot of money until several years, for example. So I think that enjoy your business and then enjoy your life until you will be successful. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Thank you for that advice. And our next judge, with some sage words of wisdom, will be Roger Royal, Professor and Head of Startup Center at Soulbridge International School of Business.
Hello. Thank you very much. Actually, I've been since the beginning with you, and for me, it's been a very, very amazing journey. I think what I take with me is this reward of knowing each of you and understanding what you need. And we met many speakers. We had many good questions here. I think it's been a very meaningful event for not just for you, but also for us to understand what you guys need, and we hope we can keep improving our events in the future. So I will give the last reminder: when you become a unicorn in the future, just please receive our calls. We will call you for sure. So thank you very much, and enjoy. Have a good day.
Thank you very much for that. And last but not least, we have Razia Usman, Regional Director, International Relations at Usang University.
Thank you so much for the opportunity today. And it goes without saying that all of you have passion to your business. And it's a wonderful feeling to watch how much you're emotionally and, of course, energetically invested to it. So borrowing all the words from my fellow judges and today's competition and all the preparation, congratulations for the winner. To those who didn't win, this is not the end. We all look forward to your business to thrive in the future. So all that matters is your business. And don't forget that, ultimately the goal is for you to network. So not only you network with everyone in Korea, but also a lot of you are doing business in Southeast Asia already. So network with each other, and hopefully you can learn from one another as well. So congratulations for everyone. Everyone is a winner in this competition. Take care, and hopefully to see you in the future.
Thank you for those comments. And we want to thank all the judges for the hard work, the positive feedback, and the wonderful advice that they've been given. So what we would like to do on a final note is take a group photo with both everyone online and offline. So judges and startups, please keep your Zoom cameras on. And we would also like to invite everyone up to the front and be part of the photo as well. If we could have our photographer also come and prepare. We can have everyone come to the center of the stage. We also have our wonderful participants and judges as part of the background through their Zoom cameras. Everyone's lining up. Okay, I think we're ready to take the pictures. Pictures are being taken. Everyone's smiling. Everyone looking good. Very nicely staged. Half-hearted applause. A few more photos. Okay. Everything good? Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for bearing with us. And we do want to have a final bit of thanks to all the judges, the audience, organizers who have joined us today, and especially to all the startups who shared your valuable ideas and time. And everyone, this marks the end of the ASEAN-Korea Startup Week 2022. Thank you all for joining us. See you again next year. My name is Henry Shin. Goodbye.